Hey there, welcome to Board Game Barrister, our local game shop in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It is Tuesday, which means we're here for some takeaways of Kingdomino Origins. We just played our first game of this, and it was pretty great. I am here with my fellow barristers, Glenn and Gordon. We're going to give you our biggest takeaways from what we thought of this game, but before we do, let's talk about how the game plays a little bit. So, Kingdomino Origins is a game about building your own little hunting territory using these domino tiles. The more you can match them up, the better, but tiles are worth nothing on their own unless you can get comfort points by adding some fire to your hunting territory. You can add fire in two ways. Some of it you'll just find on tiles. Some of it you will launch from volcano tiles that you collect into your territories, and that gives you a little bit more option of where to put them. At the end of the game, we are going to look at who has the biggest territories with the most comfort points and score up based on that. We're going to play two modes today, one of which is the Totem mode, where we're collecting resources and vying to be the person who has the highest of each of those resources. And the second mode we'll play will be Tribe mode, where we can buy these tribesmen to be in our territory and collect bonus points based on the resources around them or the groups of warriors that they are in. Alright, we're going to get into what we liked about the game, what we thought of it as we were playing, the different modes, stuff like that. But before we do, remember to hit that subscribe button. That means you'll see all of our Tuesday game tables when we post them and all of our takeaway videos as they go up. Alright, let's talk about what we thought.
So we played the second and third mode. So while the box says 20 to 25 minutes, that would sound to be about right for the first mode, which is kind of comparable to regular Kingdomino. The second and third modes have a little bit more going on, and we spent, 30, 35 on that first one and about 45 on the second one. And that seemed about right. I really liked that duration for both of them. You get to spend a little more time thinking, so the extra duration in the game made sense and felt good.
I actually like it at 3 because I like the fact that you are not always having that option where you will simply be stuck with a tile if you are the last picker. You still have an option in a 3-player game because you have those 4 tiles out there.
I've always really liked Kingdomino at 2 as well. You're basically taking 2 tiles a turn and building a larger hunting territory, so I've always had a great time playing it with 2 players.
I would love this at 2-player. Any game where I get to build more stuff, I love.
So Kingdomino was great because it was a little bit of a thinker that was accessible to really young kids, but this has just that extra little meat on the bone such that it really is awesome.
And I like that each mode takes it up a step. So that first mode is I would, for myself as an experienced gamer, would consider pretty easy but still fun. That second mode, you get a little more meat, and then this third one with having the option of the tribes people and then everything else in there as well, it's just, so good.
Mm-hmm. For me, it's all about the little wooden tokens that actually look like little resources, which are beautiful and an amazing little component in a very affordable game, and shooting fire. The original Kingdomino, crowns are fine, but the fact that you get volcanoes and you get to shoot that fire anywhere you want it, and then that stays there for the rest of the game, shooting fire, big time my favorite bit of this.
We talked about shooting fire as a mechanic, but the volcano as a mechanic in the building of your hunting ground really matters because not only does it not score points, it blocks other areas for your matches. Mm-hmm. So it makes solving that puzzle. So I think that is a really worthwhile mechanic on both of those dimensions. Yeah. And then I'll add the little resource tokens. I thought that was a nice, easy add that makes some attractiveness to picking the tiles. Like, oh, I get some little, cute little mammoth tokens. And then certainly in the second mode, I really liked how they played into that bonus point on getting the bonus tile element. So real good changes on the mechanics here.
I have always loved the mechanic in Kingdomino is that if you take a worse tile on the previous turn, you get to go earlier in the order on the following turn. There's this great trade-off you get to make in your head every turn of, man, that's a great tile, I really want it, but it means I know I'm probably taking a worse one next turn.
Well, my opponents will say that some things to be wary of is that player who goes into the tank and has analysis paralysis. Let's all raise our hands over here. So that is something to be wary of. I feel that we ameliorated that pretty well in this game, and I certainly tried to do that by making certain that my decision making, I got through the points where it was holding up everybody else, and then if I was going to go into the tank on what I was thinking, I was not paying attention to what they were doing. I was being very intentional about that so that I wasn't slowing up the game. So if you are that player, be cognizant of being that player and play accordingly.
How'd you play this?
Oh my god. How did that one get there? Oh my god, I totally cheated. Wow! There is one thing to watch out for, and that is the volcano. The volcano feels like it's a wild space that anything can match to it, but it isn't. It came up in Andy's board in the first game, and we kind of caught that and played around it. It came up on my board in the second game, and we didn't catch it. And I played 2 tiles that were invalid plays that we didn't catch until right now, as we're talking about it. So that is a thing to watch out for. That volcano still has to match, and it doesn't let other things match it. This game is going to be really a great fit for 2 types of people. 1, people who like Kingdomino. 2, people who thought Kingdomino was okay but was too light. If you're that person, if you said, I want something more than Kingdomino, take a look at this one. This is going to give you that more while still giving you those things that you liked about Kingdomino but you thought was just not enough.
I will also say, I think this is a great game for someone who has those different groups of friends they play games with. You have the friends who like the lighter games, they could play the first mode of this easily. And you have the friends who want the heavier game. This third mode, I think, would easily fit that bill.
Yeah, this is one of the cleanest shifts between modes that makes it like, okay, we don't have to go through like 4 extra pages of rules just to switch into a more complex mode. It's like 2 extra rules and mechanics, and then you're off to the races playing a much thinkier, more dense game in a really great way.
Yeah.
Agreed. Alrighty, well, thank you so much for joining us as we went through some of our initial takeaways and impressions from our first couple games of Kingdomino Origins. We really liked the game, and if it looks fun to you, we hope you have a great time with it too. We're going to wrap up here. If you've got a comment, leave a comment. We love chatting with our viewers. If you hit that like button, it means more people will get to see this video. We really appreciate that. And hit that subscribe. As always, that means you will get to see all of our videos as we post them every week. Thank you so much for watching this week, and we will see you next time.